Hello, Nature fourth graders. Today is day 3 and of our story that we've been focusing on, Sahar and the Tiger Cub. And we are on this page today. Okay. And we are going to look over the character of Sahara. So what I would like you to do is go ahead and get your tracking finger ready and be tracking along as I read, okay? All right, directions. One interesting part about reading fiction is finding out how the characters change. Answer the questions in the chart below with details from Sahara and the Tiger Cub to help you figure out how Sahara changes. Then, complete the writing prompt at the bottom of the page. Okay, so there's 2 parts that you have to do. Okay, the first part is these 4 boxes. Okay, so anytime that I'm doing this video, you can pause the video and hit play whenever you need to. So just for you to know that if you need to look and go over the questions with me together. Okay, so the first question is, what does Sahar think of herself at the beginning of the story? How does she compare herself with her brothers? There are 2 questions there. So the first question was, how does she think of herself at the beginning of the story? So you're going to have to go back in the text and look at the beginning of the story. Second question is, how does she compare herself with her brothers? Okay, so take a moment right now. If you need to pause the video, go and do that, and go back and go find the answers to that number 1 question. Okay? Okay. The second question says, what does Sahara think of her swimming abilities before she sees the cub? What does she think as she's swimming towards it? Again, there's 2 questions there you have to answer. The first question, you're answering how Sahara thinks about her swimming abilities before she sees the cub. So that before is a clue word. The second question is, what does she think as she's swimming towards the cub? Okay, so there's that as well. So take a moment. If you need to pause the video and go back in the text and answer that, you can. All right. The third question is, how does Sahara feel when she hears her brother's voices while she's swimming? So you have to go back in the text, find the section that talks about the brothers' voices when she is actually swimming. Okay? So that's closer to the end of the story. I'll give you a clue. Okay? So pause the video, go and answer that question, go back in the text and figure it out. All right, the fourth question. At the end of the story, how does Sahara feel about her own abilities? How can you tell? So there's 2 parts there. You're going to have to prove it. So first part, you're going to have to tell how she feels about her abilities. And then you're going to have to give evidence. You're going to go back in the text and support your thinking. It says, how can you tell? Okay. So there are 4 boxes. You're going to write your responses. You're going to have to kind of write a little bit smaller and write your responses in the boxes. And then the last part of today is a writing part, and you can write it on a scratch piece of paper, a journal, whatever you need to do. But it's at the very bottom right here, and it says, on a separate sheet of paper, write a journal entry as Sahara. So you're going to imagine you are Sahara, explaining what you discovered about yourself. Use details from the story in your journal entry. So you're explaining what you discovered about yourself, because you remember you are Sahara now, right? You're imagining that. And then you need to use details from the story. So that's why it's so important to go back in the text. And you know that we talk about that at school. Go back in the text and look at your information. Okay, so go ahead and answer those today. If it takes you a little bit of time to do it, you can also do it the next day. Okay, so you can work on this a couple days this week if you need to break it up into chunks. So don't forget to end on Imagine Learning. Also, don't forget to read to self or read to someone and get your reading time in. And I hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, bye.